Hey everybody, Jocelyn here, and I am at the Cognitive Security Conference at Hacker Summer Camp in Las Vegas. And I'm here with Alec, who has devoted his life and career to developing ways to protect seniors. And Silver Shield is the name of the company. And he tell us what are some of the issues that are unique to people who are retiring or getting into the silver years, as we say.
So what I would say actually is one thing that's really important to know is that everybody is vulnerable to bad actors. Yeah. And what's important is to understand that depending on where you are in your aging journey or in your life, you're going to have different vulnerabilities. So something that always surprises people, younger people are more likely to report losing money to a scam than older adults are.
Right. But they don't lose as much money? Is that what happens?
That's right. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're an older adult, you have your entire life savings, your retirement, maybe you have Social Security income, 401k.
So that makes older adults a bigger fish, if you will, and a bigger target that hackers want. So even though the younger folks are getting hacked more, they're not losing as much.
Yeah, but I think the big thing too is for everyone. So we go around to the community a lot, and we kind of give talks to people, and
that's so great.
It's pretty fun, and we help people understand how to stay safe from scams. And I always ask the room, like, who here's heard of AI? All the hands go up. I'm like, what do you think? And you start hearing these horror stories. And it's really a really scary world out there for people right now.
Sure.
But what I always tell people is the psychological levers that scammers use are the same things they've been using forever.
Right, for hundreds of years, right?
Right. And so the difference now...
So what are those? It's like fear?
It's urgency.
Right.
It's secrecy is a really big one. Like, let's keep this between us. Don't tell anyone. Reasons why it needs to be just between you two. It's odd forms of payment is a really, really big one.
Right.
Things like that.
Why would somebody require you to send crypto or wire money?
Sure, but once you're inundated in a scam, it's going to be very difficult to get yourself out of it.
Right.
The big thing for people to know is to look for those particular red flags and understand that even if someone sounds extremely familiar or now looks extremely familiar, that's actually not enough validation to overlook those red flags. And so when you think about...
So recognizing red flags is like the number one thing that people should start with?
Well, it's training your brain to do that. And I think that...
And we're at the Cognitive Security
yeah, exactly.
Institute's conference for a reason, because it's all about how our brains can be used against us by hackers and scammers powered by AI.
Yeah.
Doing levers to manipulate our own brains against us. So that it is about all the things you're talking about.
It is. And once you know to look for them, you see them everywhere, and it becomes a lot more easy to identify.
And then we can pattern match.
Correct.
Which is what AI is good at, but then we can trick it in its own game.
But I do also think, going back to your original question of, okay, so like, what should older adults potentially look for versus maybe younger folks? I actually think the difference is that I think for younger folks, they're probably a little bit more in the loop on things like deepfakes, the power of AI, the power of voice.
More of the technology side, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, older adults actually love technology. I just mean the furthest, most cutting-edge stuff. I think that younger folks are probably a little bit more experimental with it.
Okay.
And so I think that for a younger person, the idea of a deepfake, I think it comes a little more naturally. And I think that once older adults learn about that and understand the underpinnings to look for, then they can, once you get everyone safe.
Now, you have a very interesting story. In order to research what is needed for people who are retired or in retired communities to stay safe, you did some research.
Yeah.
What did you do?
That was cool. So I lived with my folks in a retirement community for 2 months, and then I actually lived in a senior living community in rural Ohio for 2 weeks. And it was cool because we basically learned that everyone is approaching this completely wrong. Everyone thinks about taking things away from people to keep them out of trouble, but what you need to do is empower people to be able to protect themselves.
So give them tools to protect themselves. Don't take things away to protect them from themselves. I love that.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that this is not an older adult problem, it's an everyone problem. Yeah. And what's been interesting is that for us, by designing for a potentially more challenging user, in terms of like the tech world, we actually just made a product that's better for everybody.
Oh, that's great.
And that's a really fun thing. Yeah.
But then you're particularly targeting, not targeting, but you're particularly offering it to and making it available to seniors and retired people because they are such a target because of their resources. And also, if they lose everything, they're not just rebuilding from their job. They're retired and living on it. So they're in a different circumstance with the same threat.
It's a really, the reason why we centered around helping older adults first and foremost and making sure that whatever solutions we made would be extremely helpful for older adults was exactly what you're saying. When you lose your life savings and you're out of the workforce, that is a very challenging situation to be in.
And you're on fixed income. You're not going to just start over like you're 25 and you lost your savings.
Correct. It's not good for anyone to lose their life savings, but if you're 25 or you're 30, you at least have a shot at building it back. So we had to make sure that whatever we did was going to be very, very helpful for older adults. So it's actually cool. We're partnered with the New York State Office for the Aging.
Oh, that's great.
And so we've been helping older New Yorkers across the state, and that's been amazing.
That is so great. Well, thank you. Fun. And it's Alec at Silver Shield. So check it out. Thank you for fighting the good fight. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. You heard it. So check it out. And these were great tips. So until next time, stay safe out there.
Take care.